Okay, so what are the elements of a comparative market analysis that we need to understand so that we can evaluate the value of properties? A comparative market analysis is a tool used by realtors to estimate the market value of a property, typically used to help sellers set a list price for their home or to help buyers determine an offer price. When conducting a CMA, realtors consider various primary value items, including, but not limited to, location, size, age, condition, features, upgrades, exterior features, view and surroundings, comparables, market conditions, days on the market, active listings, pending listings, sold listings, failed listings, and value trends. We're going to go through each one of these items. So let's start by talking location, location, location. This is often the most important factor. The desirability of a neighborhood or part of town is typically going to be the first thing that people focus on. They want to be in a certain school district or close to a certain shopping area or transportation center. So distance from major work centers can greatly influence a home's market value. Property size. Includes both the size of the land and the size of the house. The number of bedrooms and bathrooms are critical. Somebody who's looking for a 5-bedroom home is not going to consider a great deal on a 2-bedroom house. So the size of the home is very important. And so we really don't want to compare smaller homes to larger homes if we have enough data to avoid it. Newer homes typically fetch a higher price because you pay a premium to live in a home no one else has lived in. But older homes in good condition, especially ones updated or renovated, they can sell for very high prices too, and are often located in better areas because when Tallahassee was new, we developed the good areas first. So all the growth has been further and further away from the city center. And that's not necessarily saying that stuff closer in is going to be more value than closer out. So you have to really understand each area and each neighborhood. Home features and upgrades, things like updated kitchens, modern bathrooms, basements. We don't have many of those here, but bonus areas over the garage, central air conditioning should be in every house we sell, hardwood floors, fireplaces. So there's a lot of different features and upgrades that you should consider in your valuation. So what is a comparable property? Well, we typically talk comps or comparable properties as recent sales of similar homes in the same or nearby area. Market conditions are a factor because in a seller's market, demand is high and supply is low. Homes might be selling for more than the listed price. On the flip side, in a buyer's market where you have high supply and low demand, homes might be selling for less and falling in value. So it's important that you consider market conditions because you're giving a seller or a buyer a recommendation on its value, and the current conditions are a big factor. Days on market, this is just a count of how long it took to sell a home. Sometimes we see homes sell for less than their optimal value if they had an agent who didn't know what they were doing and marketed it for too long of a period of time. So I can tell you right now in 2023, days on the market's not that big of a factor because things are selling fast. But when normal market conditions return, that's going to be something we'll pay attention to closer. Active listings. We have to consider all the homes currently for sale that could be considered competition for this home, the subject home. Pending sales, similar. This just tells you these are homes similar to what you're valuing and they've already been taken by buyers. Now the pending sales price, it doesn't tell you what price they went under contract at. So the price is not so much important as it is to tell you that the price they were asking was a good enough price to get them a buyer. Historical data, trends in price over the past few months and years can give you context and help you predict where prices are heading. For example, it's October 2023 as I record this, and we're looking at better than 10% appreciation rate this year. So if I'm using a comp from 6 months ago, that thing could be worth 6-7% less back then than it is today. So I have to add significantly to a comparable property if it sold 6 months ago. whereas something that maybe sold 2 months ago, not so much. And remember, something that closed 6 months ago, it might have gone under contract 8 months ago. It might have been listed 9 months ago. So you really have to pay attention to that. Exterior features, garages, swimming pools, landscaping, fences, decks, patios can influence a home's value. And again, it's understanding, what does the typical comparable property have, and does this have the same or more than the comparable properties? View and surroundings. A property with a beautiful view or located next to a park or water feature or golf course can fetch a premium price. And conversely, something that's next to a busy street or industrial area can detract from its value. So, those are some of the different issues that we address when we're coming up with a value of a home. But what you need to understand is we do not recommend a value to a seller or a buyer. We recommend a range of values. Nobody knows where a home's going to exactly sell. Okay, and I typically show this graphic to sellers. And what it shows is, if you price something at 100% of its expected sale value, there's a chance you're not going to sell the property. Your valuation might be wrong. If you're a little high, buyers aren't even going to consider it, even in a great market. So we want to price below the 100% expected value with the goal of getting it bid up to that 100% or even beyond it. So the higher you price it, the less likely it is you're going to sell it. So we see a little range here. And generally speaking, I think if you price a property at about 97% of its expected value, you're probably going to get that 100% valuation. But if you price it at 100%, you're probably going to get less than that. Most realtors price it at 103 to 108% of what a home is worth. That's why they don't sell it right away. And that's why sellers get less money working with those realtors. So when you look at the range from green to red, a definite sale, you price something at 90%, you're going to have people bidding all over. You're going to be able to counter at or above full asking price. You get to pick the strongest, best qualified buyer if you're a seller. That's really important. Who cares if you get a strong offer from a weak buyer? It allows you to move on your time schedule. When you price something below market, you get to pick when you sell the home and when you move. And you get to dictate the terms of the deal. Now, once we get into that yellow area, that's a balanced market pricing. You're likely to get good showing activity. You hope to attract multiple interested parties, and you hope to get near asking price. In a buyer's market, when you're pricing at 100%, you're likely to get limited activity. You're hoping to attract that one special buyer. It's no way to sell a home. You have a high chance of failure. We always present a range. We never say a number out loud that is greater than 100% of what we think the property can fetch.